Welcome to the Positively You podcast. I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I'm passionate about helping you shift the way you think so you can create a life you're absolutely obsessed with. Each week, I'll be bringing you a guest or a thought that's going to help you feel more optimistic and equipped to take real action. Get ready to push past limiting beliefs, ditch that negativity, and start showing up as the best and most positive version of you. Girl, let's do this. Hey, welcome back to the Positively You podcast. I'm Jessie, and I'm so thrilled that you are tuning in today. So welcome. I'm happy to hang out. Let's get to this. So I want to talk about a message that we hear and that we see a lot. While I think it's well-meaning, I don't love it. I really don't. And it's not just one message. It's kind of like a whole, there's a lot of them. So the one that popped up as I was scrolling through social media yesterday and just on stories, and people pop up their little quotes and stuff. It was something about like, always do your best, right? Always do your best. Anything worth doing, give it your all, always 100%. Just like that whole idea right there of if you're going to do something, do your best, give it your all. Always 100%. And I say no, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that idea, okay? On the flip side, I saw a different quote that said, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. And I loved that. Because here's the thing. Raise your hand if you have ever struggled with perfectionism, with all or nothing, with if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it at all, right? I'm just going to avoid it. I'm going to procrastinate. If I don't know how to do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it, right? Hi, raise your hand. Mine's really high. We're not alone in this if this is you. So that is why I loved so much that message of anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, is worth doing the crappiest version that you can, and really like letting those expectations fall. And I'm going to go ahead and give you an example to kind of like break this down a little bit. So as parents of young children in elementary school who are learning how to read, reading is very important for our kids, and daily reading and like the quota that they're supposed to do, right? And it's, 20 minutes a night, 30 minutes a night or a day or whatever, but you're supposed to hit these things. And there would be nights when I would be tucking my kids into bed and doing the bedtime routine, and my daughter would say, Mom, we didn't read tonight. And I would look at my watch and look at the clock and be like, I don't have 20 minutes. Like, it's already late. We already got to bed. Nope, we can't do it. Good night, kiss, shut the door, leave. Right? And it was starting to get to the point of like every night because we had the holidays, we had a lot of things. Like my life was just kind of not in a really organized place the last little bit. And I all of a sudden one day was like, oh my gosh, when was the last time we read? And that's not good. So I decided that we were going to read every single day. I was like, okay, we have to read every single day. But that was it. I didn't have a time limit. I didn't say we're going to read a chapter every day. We're not going to read 20 minutes every day. We are going to read every day. And no joke, sometimes that looks like a sentence. Okay? Like when I say we're throwing perfection out, we're tossing it out the window, we're like chucking it out the window. Okay? We do better than that most nights. Like I will sit there, we will read, we'll do good. But the baseline I wanted to hit was every day. We have to read every day. That way we can get consistent. We can mark it off. We can check it. Did we read today? Yes, we did. Right? But we let go of some of those rigidity and the rules and the things that were making it seem like we couldn't get it done. And I think about how many other things that we do in our life with that, right? Well, I can't do date night every week because XYZ. We don't have a babysitter. We can't do this. We can't do that. Well, I can't cook dinner every night because blah, 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 blah. Right? Well, I can't go running every single day. Or I can't run a mile every single day. I can move my body every single. So it's about taking that like perfection out of it. And it's about taking those expectations and coming up with a like bottom baseline, like the lowest common denominator kind of thing of like, what is the lowest thing I can do? And not to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to bring it in again because it was the thing that switched everything for me, right? Was making my bed every day. That was the lowest, like the bottom thing. Did I want my house clean every day? Yes, I did. Did I want everything flowing and like routines and systems and everything going? Yes, that was the goal, like for the end. Haha, joke's on me at the end. But the baseline, the very least I could do, I was like, you know what? I can make my bed every day. And I can read with my daughter every day, a sentence, a paragraph. And slowly but surely, we will get through the book that she's got, and we will get through, and she will improve because we've got that consistency. It was the same thing with my bed. We've got that consistency. It was the same thing with working out, right? We've got that consistency. I show up every day. I put my gym shoes on. I do it. Sometimes it's full blown, balls to the wall, like super intense. And sometimes it's like, wow, it's 7:30. I got to get out for a walk. Go for a quick walk, come back, check it off. All right. So if you struggle with perfectionism, which is so funny, I did not think that I was someone who struggled with perfectionism. And that's been a very eye-opening process for me to come to terms with, of being like, oh, that's weird. Never thought that was me. Turns out it was. And dealing with that. So if there's, even if it's just like, you might not think it's perfection. You might think it's just like avoidance or procrastination, or I just lack the motivation, right? There's all of these like little things that we can like label it as. Motivation's a big one, right? I'm just not motivated. Nah, we can talk more about that. I've got lots of episodes on that. So what is it in your life that you can think of that could be that lowest common denominator, right? One thing for me, I'll keep sharing my examples, right? Is I really need to be better at my skincare routine, at taking care of my skin and like a nighttime routine. And it's where I struggle, right? Because I think I have all these rules around it. Like, okay, well, I've got to do this and exfoliate and do a toner and do a blah, blah, blah and all these things. But before I do that, I have to research the best thing and what I need to get. And then I just get like decision fatigue and paralysis. And then I just don't do anything, right? So instead, like literally my lowest common denominator now is like, wipe it off. Just to wipe off your makeup. You can use a makeup wipe, like the little ones that come in a plastic package that's super simple. Or then I've got, I can do the rest. Wipe it off, put on some lotion, some face lotion, done and done. Is it more ideal for me to take care of my skin in a much more intricate way with a couple of steps, a couple more products? Absolutely, right? But is wiping off my makeup and putting on moisturizer better than nothing? Yes. Is something better than nothing? Let's think about that. Yes. Is reading a sentence with my daughter better than quick kiss on the cheek and walk out the door and pretend like whatever? Yeah, a sentence is way better, right? There are all of these things that something is better than nothing, and it's just about determining what that small, consistent something is. So, quick episode for this week, but that's kind of what I want you to think about. Take that with you today and think about the things that you could lower the steps for, lower the expectations for, and instead of avoiding it completely because it seems overwhelming, figure out a way to just do something small. Thank you for hanging out with me again today. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you want to take a quick second to share this episode with someone you think would love it too, that would be amazing.
If you're loving the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. Reviews are like magic for podcasts, and your review will help get this show into the ears of more amazing women just like you. And come find me over on Instagram. I'm there at positively.jessie, and I cannot wait to hang out with you some more. So until next time, have an amazing